Welcome back to Age of Strife, everybody. You guys go out for Ginger's birthday. There's Stefan. You guys are heading out for Ginger's birthday, going to the Cask and Hearth in the main square of town. Is there anything in particular that the four of you would like to do? Do you bring anyone else? Do you bring Reginald? Do you bring William?
Maybe
or...
his wife.
Okay.
Well, we're pretending William's dead, so he just stays inside.
He just stays in the attic. Get back up there.
Everyone thinks he's dead, so.
All right, so the four players plus Clara. Mary stays with William, but Joseph and Isabella will come out along with Sarah and Maximilian. They leave little Marcus behind with Mary and William. And it is a fairly pleasant evening. Is there anything anyone wants to say? Any particular words or deeds that are going to be done?
Not for Luther, I don't think. He's probably a little bit broody. And possibly he's just ordering tomato juice the whole time unless somebody tries to make him order something alcoholic.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely be the one trying to get everyone drunk. So I'm not the only one getting drunk.
Okay. Sure. Then it is a night of fun out in the town, hanging out, doing your things, and eventually everyone heads home and goes to sleep. Ginger, you're in bed for a little while, kind of getting comfortable. When you hear a sound outside your door.
All right, so wake up from bed and walk to the door.
You see the handle start to rattle a little bit and then just kind of stop. And then start to rattle a little bit again and then kind of stop.
Is someone there?
Starts to turn slowly.
Well, who's there? I'm gonna stand up out my bed.
Okay. The door the doorknob turns, the door opens, and standing before you is the charred remains of the woman in white that was holding the children. She's here by herself, and then starts to walk into the room.
I'm gonna back up against the side of the room.
She
Help!
reaches out with her one good arm for you and moves towards you.
Hold on, is she carrying her children?
No.
Okay, good. I'm gonna just start unfastening the necklace and try to hold it out to her reaching hand.
She walks towards you, closer and closer, reaches out towards the necklace as well, reaches past it and grabs your wrist. Her fingernails dig into your arm.
As she grabs my wrist, I'd like to pull on the hand that's grabbed me and grab at her neck.
Okay. Her fingernails dig into your wrist for 4 points of damage, and you can make an attack roll at her neck.
All right, unarmed fighting?
Yeah.
What penalties are for that?
No penalties. You're proficient in
Just +1.
this sort of thing. Ooh, you grab her by her throat. It is sticky and goopy, like burned flesh, but at the same time cold, like a dead body.
Is this commotion waking anybody up?
Yeah, so I'm going to scream quite
Are we
loudly.
going to sleep yet?
There we
Luther's
go.
on tomato juice. He's not drunk.
My intention, I guess with the left hand, is to push her back through the door and out into the hallway.
Well, the scream wakes everyone up, including you, Arthur, who have a room in the house. So you guys all wake up to Ginger screaming. Stefan, how do you react to this?
Well, if I hear screaming, hang on.
But you have certain expectations of what this might be holding for her anyway. So that's why I'm interested in your reaction.
Oh no! I chuckled to myself and oh dear.
Can't we have a map of the house up?
Yeah, I'll bring a map of the house up.
Oh no! I chuckled to myself and rolled back over.
All right.
Arthur, I think this is... I'm going to just put a big A on your room. It's down towards the bottom.
Well, I guess it wakes Clara up too. Luther just tells Clara to stay here, and he grabs his daggers off the table in his room and runs towards Ginger's room.
Okay, so my intention is to push out through the door and probably pin her up against this wall. Do I need to make a strength check?
Yes, you do. Give me an opposed strength check against her to shove her.
What is my strength? Ooh, 13. It's a good one. Oh, it's weak. I'm scared.
21 is not a success. You may
No,
have
no,
grabbed her by the throat, but you cannot overpower the
the
woman.
strength check was a 16.
Yeah, no. So you did grab her by the throat, but you cannot shove
yeah,
her
that's-
backwards anywhere. Luther, you open your door, and immediately you can see Ginger being kind of held against the back wall by this woman, grabbing her arm. You recognize her for the naked, charred demon that you have already seen before. Arthur, what are you doing?
Yeah, once I hear the scream, I immediately grab my my saber and its scabbard and just try to rush out of the door and follow the sounds I'm hearing.
Okay. You arrive moments later. We're going to roll initiative.
Right, I'm
Let's roll
wrestling.
initiative and see how it goes.
Is this plus fit for wrestling?
I think,
No.
Stefan, you're probably, as soon as the sounds of combat or other shouting goes, you'll hear and join in. But I think for now, you're kind of chuckling to yourself. And
Yeah. Just let me know when that moment reaches me.
Absolutely.
I'm at 7 HP, by the way.
Lovely. 7, 11, and 9. Oh, the woman goes first. She's already digging nails into your wrist. She doesn't have her other arm that's been hacked off by Luther or Stefan earlier. But she pulls... I guess she can't pull your wrist towards you. She leans in closer, getting her face near yours, opens her mouth, and tries to sink her teeth into your neck.
Oh no.
With a miss. She cannot get close enough to you. You manage to wriggle out of the way. And Patrick's turn.
So, is she beheaded?
Nope.
She's got the wound thing.
There's clearly where it was hacked off, but
Okay.
it's still on top.
I come up with my daggers. I'm behind her. She's holding Ginger. Ginger's holding her. What kind of insane bonuses do I get if I put one hand on her shoulder and just try to...
You can use your thief backstabbing ability and do double damage. And go ahead and make a roll to hit, +2 for back attack.
Is she held?
She's grappled in a way. Yeah, let's make it a +4 for attacking from behind then.
It's definitely grappled.
22.
There you go. That is not only a hit, but a crit. So that's a total of 3 times damage dice.
Ooh.
10 damage.
Oh, that's nice damage.
It's very nice damage.
This woman is a match for me.
I think at this point is when Stefan maybe realizes that something's not quite right. When there's, the sounds of Luther stabbing someone and Arthur running down the hallway. And speaking of, Arthur, you peel around the corner to see Luther stabbing this charred, naked woman who is currently trying to rip Ginger's throat out with her teeth. How do you react to this?
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I just drop my sword and I run over and try to tackle this woman.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
All right.
You'll have to get a flank, so just +3 to hit. She's grappled.
Okay. Just +3. There we go.
That's a 7. I failed to configure the overlays properly to show your rolls on stream, so for today and today only, your rolls will just have to be announced, and this is my bad. You can blame me on this one, guys. But that was a 7, so a miss. So you try to tackle her, but it's too awkward in that corner. You can't quite get the right angle between Luther and Ginger and the woman and the furniture. It's just you can't get in there to do the things you want to do. Ginger, it's your turn.
Okay, so with the hand that is being scratched, I'm grabbing her wrist. I've grabbed her by the neck, and she's pulled in close. So I'm going to headbutt her with all of my force.
Okay.
Is this +1 just because fighter level?
Yep.
Yeah.
You fail to headbutt her with any force whatsoever. In fact, you end up just getting pushed back against the wall. Stefan, you can go ahead and roll initiative with the rest of the party for this round. The other doors in the house are opening. Joseph is storming out here. William is bumbling into the door. Go ahead.
Should I make a note that with my arm around her neck, I'd like make sure that her head does not come any closer to mine after I try to attack her?
Sure, that'll be an opposed strength check for her on her next attack roll. Probably a good way of doing that. So initiative is 4 for Jeff, 4 for Tyler, 10 for Patrick, and
9
for Ginger. Tyler and Jeff, you guys go at the same time.
I'm guessing I actually have a delay because everyone else is engaged and I have to run around the corner.
Yeah, sure. So Tyler, go first.
Yep. I try to reposition myself and just grab this woman that's strangling one of my employers and just try to pull her away.
Go for it.
All right. RT2 plus. Am I still flanking her?
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Ooh, 21, natural 18. You do grab onto this woman. You get a good grip around her waist, or just above her waist, actually, right around the ribs. And what do you do with this? Now that you've
I just try to yank her away from Ginger and throw her on the ground.
Give me an opposed strength check.
Okay.
It's a 29. You rip her off of Ginger and throw her to the ground. There's not a lot of room in here, so she kind of smacks against the side of the bed and slumps, so she's kind of in an awkward sitting position. Jeff, Stefan, you cruise around the corner and see the sight before you.
I obviously recognize this individual. So does that give me an opportunity to actually step forward and slash?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I should have bonuses because she's on the ground, +4, so that should be 18.
Yeah, but then also I think you're gonna have to make a called shot because she's being wrestled by Arthur.
Okay. Cool.
So total 14 is still a hit.
Okay. For max. Oh, so that should be 8 +2. My apologies.
Okay. You skewer her through the side. You pull your blade back, kind of caked in thick, viscous blood.
Mm-hmm. And then my offhand attack.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, hit
What was
again.
4 damage.
Okay. You are continuing to hack apart this woman. There's not much of her left. I guess, well, there's plenty of her left, but it's being ripped into pieces. You know, she's got her rib sticking out on one side. Her leg is mostly cut through. There's in addition to the scar where her head's been cut off, there's a huge gash down her sternum where you've just run her through with your sword. And it is Ginger's turn.
I'm gonna stomp on her face in a furious attempt. Much like the time when I stomped on that other witch who was on the ground.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Ooh.
19. Yeah, you face stomp her. You critically face stomp her. I think a boot is D3, so 2D3.
I'm not wearing boots.
You're not wearing boots. It's just your feet. 2D2.
2d2. Ooh.
You break her jaw. It's clearly broken and dislocated. And Patrick, Luther.
And then I'm gonna step back and shout, "Who let her in?"
Is there room for me to be attacking right now?
Not really. I mean, Arthur has tackled the woman. Stefan's standing over her, stabbing her. Ginger's on the other side of her, kicking her in the face. And it's kind of a... Have you ever seen like a third grade... third graders play soccer?
Yeah,
How they just cluster around the ball in one big
Yeah.
group? Yeah, that's what it looks like here.
Yeah, I figured.
You can tickle her feet.
Actually, if I can get to an arm or a leg or anything
You
really,
can get to legs and feet.
I was gonna take one and start hacking at it with my dagger.
Go ahead and hack at her legs with your dagger.
Do I get bonuses for this?
Yep. Well, I think your bonuses and penalties are gonna...
She's held like
Cross
20
out.
times.
Yeah, I mean, Arthur's on her, and there is some struggle going on. So the legs are moving, and Arthur's legs are in there somewhere. So if you don't want to risk hitting Arthur, it's going to be a wash for bonuses and penalties. Oh my god. That is another... That's actually a double critical. Roll me 3 times damage dice.
12 damage.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
damn.
I go to town on this leg and just. Whew.
Yeah, you get a nice jab in there. You can feel it cutting into there, breaking the bone, and then a kind of a sawing motion around the side, just ripping open the entire thigh. The body twitches a little bit, and then just kind of sinks into the ground and through the floor.
Through the floor.
Through the floor, leaving just a nice big bloody stain across your room. Joseph comes in a moment later, followed by Mary from a little distance. Arthur is covered in blood and rotten flesh from wrestling this woman. Luther has blood-stained daggers and blood across his face. Ginger's feet are bloody. Her arm is all ripped up.
I'm gonna step back, kick the necklace on the floor towards Luther, and say, "You brought this in here."
Well,
At the same time, Arthur just stands up and goes, "What? What in Martha's mercy? What?"
Why won't that bitch just die? Like, just lay down and die. By the way, Arthur, welcome to the family.
welcome to the family, son.
What was that?
That was some sort of a ghost. I'm calling her a howler because
Luther just
Push it
pockets the necklace and runs downstairs while they're talking.
well,
You make it downstairs. The room directly below Ginger's room is the training room,
Yeah,
and it is quiet and still.
there aren't any ghosts or dead bodies in here.
No, there's no blood on the ceiling, no blood on the floors.
Okay, well, Luther goes back up to his room, tells Clara everything's under control, and starts getting dressed.
Reginald is up and about. He's in his armor, looking around. I guess he comes into Ginger's room and starts asking what happened.
what happened is we just had a visitation from a horrible ghost that we've encountered before.
Just won't
Brought it
stay
back.
dead.
No, I guess that was the whole point in the first place, I guess. But how do we kill her? How do we stop her from this? Now she's coming to our home.
Well, you could tell Luther to take that necklace and throw it away really far away.
You think she came for the necklace?
Why else did she come to my room? And this obviously belonged to her.
Meanwhile, Luther's putting on his black robe, and he gets his full cloak. And as soon as he can, he just leaves the house.
You exit and find Ronald slumped into a corner near the gate.
Okay, he rushes over and checks on him, checks his pulse.
There's no pulse, and he has a look of absolute horror on his face.
It would have been the same if he'd gone up to Ginger's room. So
Luther just shakes his head, stands up, and just starts walking out of town.
Where are you going, Luther, in the middle of the night?
Well,
Are you going back to the crypt by yourself to return the necklace?
he's
Alone?
He's certainly leaving Wadsworth. I'm not sure about going back to the crypt or not, but
Okay, so you start heading out of town. The rest of the party is discussing with, I'm sure, the rest of the family the details that's happened here. When you guys see Luther, or someone sees Luther through a window, walking out of the checking on, leaning over near this lump, the shadowy lump near the wall, and then heading out through the gate. You can hear the gate creak open and close as he goes through it, and just start leaving.
where's Luther going? Did he take the necklace with him?
I hope so. I mean, I saw him pick it up.
He's going back to the crypt. I'm going to rush out to see Clara. Clara, did Luther say where he was going?
She shakes her head.
Damn it. I'm just gonna call that back to everyone and then rush down to chase after him.
Rest of the party?
All right, I'm coming with you.
I'm gonna pick up my long spear and find Stefan and say, how much of that lamp oil have you got? The burning. Jeff, you're muted.
I said, it's with the stores. I don't have it on me. And as I rush past and run out.
Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna grab my jacket, put it on, take the long spear, and run with them.
All right, so the whole party is running to the gates, meets up with Luther, as Luther is talking to the gate guards, and they're tiredly opening everything for him. I think half the party isn't wearing shoes or armor at this point.
And I'm covered in
going,
Yeah, and some of you are covered in goo.
Luther, don't leave just yet.
what do you all didn't think to get dressed before you came outside?
I'm fine. No, because we saw you foolishly heading out. Now, quick, come back. Let's talk this through.
No, I think we need to do something about this fairly quickly.
Yes, but as you said, we need to get dressed. Would you give us the time to get dressed?
Go back to the house and I'll wait here.
You just ran out without us, so no. How about if you come with us?
No thanks. And I just walk out of the gate if it's open.
The guards have opened it for you.
And I start walking down the road, trying to think of and look for anything that could be classified as a landmark.
Outside of the town?
Yeah, I just start walking down the road. Like, is there like a very recognizable tree? A hill?
Yeah, sure. There are landmarks around.
Okay. Well, he goes to one that's fairly far off the road, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts scraping out a hole with his daggers.
Burying the necklace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not following. I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna get dressed or anything. Instead, I'm gonna sit down in the training room and just think for a bit.
Okay. Arthur and Stefan?
I'm getting dressed. I direct Arthur to also get dressed and head out.
Arthur, what do you do?
Yeah. So we were at the gate, right?
Right.
And Stefan, you're going back to the house.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. We are still at the gate. No, I'm just going to rush out after our brother and try and stop him.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I look down at my not shoed feet and I yell at Stefan. I got to get my things. I'll catch up with you.
Do what you need to
The
do.
gate guards give you a look of absolute horror, Arthur, as they realize that the dark splatters over your clothing are not stylistic. They are gruesome. If you head back, you can grab your boots and run out the gate as well.
Grab my boots, grab my cloak as well. If there happens to be a change of clothes nearby, I'll just grab that too.
Sure. Stefan, you can follow Luther fairly easily. Arthur, you give me a perception check.
Sorry, I'm running to catch up to him. So probably before he gets to his landmark, I'll catch up to him.
Arthur, I'm going to need you to make me a perception check to see if you can pick them up in the night after you get back to your stuff.
Okay. Oh, Arthur, that's me.
Arthur, that's you. Yeah. That is a 34. Oh my god. That high perception stat. You do indeed find them walking towards this landmark. Luther and Stefan, landmark discussion?
What are you planning to do, brother? You're out here. You're committed. What are you doing?
I'm going to find somewhere recognizable and I'm going to bury it.
Oh, well, that's different than what I thought you were going to do. So, okay. Let's do it.
I certainly wouldn't go back to the crypt alone.
Oh, given the way you've been talking and threatening to kill people, I seriously thought it was a consideration. Oh, it's good to see my faith is not wholly disabused.
I have no idea what's going on with all this foul woman and.
Yes, and you want to play with the very essence of this. Keep that in mind, brother, before you go much further. We do not know what we're dealing with.
Okay, Arthur comes running up behind you guys at this point. Anything anyone has to say, or are you guys just going to dig a hole, bury the necklace, and move on?
Well, I'm going to say, leave us alone, you bitch.
Yeah.
I think she'll take that one to heart.
I think she already has a grudge.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
All right.
I don't know how far down he wants to dig the hole. I guess he's digging it with daggers, so it'd be hard to get down super far into the ground.
Oh, how far would you like to dig? You can just spend time digging until you're at the place that you want to be.
A few feet probably. Say 3 feet, I guess.
Sure. That will take you a while, but you can definitely dig a 3-foot hole with your daggers.
Yeah, it just carves out a little hole and drops the necklace. Actually, I guess he'll ask two of Stefan and Arthur. Do any of you have cloth, something to wrap this in?
I give you the clothes that I changed out of that were covered in goop.
No, that's fair enough. And he wraps the necklace in the clothes and then puts it in the ground.
Okay. You bury the necklace underneath this old tree. And you can head back into the town.
By the way, where was Ronald? He was meant to be watching guard.
You didn't see him? He was dead.
No. He's what?
I checked his pulse. He didn't have a pulse. He was slumped over, and I think he was dead.
More death.
Hard to imagine we didn't hear a struggle. I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
Everyone gets back to the house. Ronald's body has been brought in and has lain in the training room. Ginger, you can take a look at it. You've got a healing proficiency, and there's clearly no signs of a struggle. There's no wounds on his body anywhere. And with the look of horror on his face, I think you're fairly certain this man died of fright. A straight up heart attack and keeled over.
He's dead.
Sorry, not funny.
Should we tell the temple about the ghost, my lords?
No,
The
I don't
temple?
think they could do anything about it, even if we told them.
That's right. I think bearing the amulet hopefully should stop this from happening again. If not, then we'll have to deal with it from there.
Well, it certainly shouldn't be coming here anymore, even if it is still around.
This music would suggest otherwise.
Well, it's a very shitty birthday present, by the way.
I certainly didn't expect that to happen.
Should have known. Should have known better.
I'm sorry, sister. I'll make it up to you. I
that
promise.
The third time I've had to fight that thing.
I think for you maybe. I'm fairly sure I fought it 4 or 5 times. I don't know. It's been too many.
Maybe the priests would know, but I don't know. It just seems like no one in this town looks at the dark things anymore. So
We're the only one looking in the dark.
Exactly, Arthur. Are you prepared to face this sort of things? This is the 4th time we've faced this. We've killed 2 warlocks or witches.
Well, I suppose.
Horrors beyond imagining.
What? Where did y'all find a ghost? I never seen one before.
Have you looked for a ghost?
Well, no, I got sense.
Well, we've made some mistakes that ended up with us looking in the wrong places. And we woke the dead.
Well, regardless, I think the threat's passed now, so I'm going to try to go back to sleep.
Okay. Sleep soundly.
I'm not sleeping. I've been dreaming of her ever since the first time we saw her, and just so scared. Anyway, I'm gonna go drink. I walk out.
Okay. The rest of the night passes uneventfully, and everyone wakes up the next day to a hustling and bustling, happy little town.
Neil, I'm gonna go out first thing in the morning and find an artist.
Sure.
Is there an artist in town? Is it hard to procure their services?
No, you could find an artist fairly simply.
Okay. All right, very good. I want to commission this artist to draw a likeness of the servant.
The servant,
Yeah.
based on your description,
Yes,
kind of
that's
like
correct.
what do you call it?
Composite.
Composite. I'll stay until I'm assured that it's a faithful rendition.
Most artists are pretty quick at sketching when they're professional in what they do, especially when they're given a description.
Okay. Give me a charisma check to see how well you remember the look on the guy.
Can I have a bonus because at the time of the encounter I specifically said that I was going to be taking note of him, etc.?
Yes, go ahead and grab a +4 bonus for the foresight.
Thank you.
Oh, God. So you remember what he looks like. You remember it, but you give him the description and he draws it and you're like, that's not him. He's got... Is it bigger eyes? You have the image in your head, but you just can't convey it to him, and it's not coming out right. You're getting close, but it's just there's something about it that's off, and you just can't. The only roll that you could have made.
Oh, my head still hurts. This is not working. You are a disgrace. I give you a simple thing and you can't get the nose right. This is...
Sir, my lord, just tell me what it should look like, and I'll do it.
We've been spending the last hour doing this. I'm gonna walk out.
Without paying him?
Without paying him unless he calls me up.
No. You storm out, and he... No. It's not worth pissing off a pissed off noble.
Alright, very good. Okay, cool. Well, that was a failure. I'll head back home.
Okay. Party?
So in the morning, I find Luther and say, Ronald's death is on your hands. Now we have to go send his body back to his family. I can't write, so write down a good letter. At least, if you don't want to go face them yourself.
Fine.
Hey, Luther gave you the gift.
How did Ronald die? Please, could you tell me what you're going to tell the mother?
I'm not quite sure what I'll tell her yet. Suppose I'll have to think about it.
All right.
It doesn't matter what
find.
he's dead.
I'm gonna go find Arthur, who is right behind Luther, so it's not hard to find, and approach him and say, "So I'm in charge of training you in combat, and if you need to figure out a schedule, let's do that now. Probably around about noon every day or so, an hour.
Oh, all right. That sounds good to me.
As long as we're here and not outside."
Right.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna go tend to my wounds for the day and tend to anyone else who needs wounds tended to this day.
Sure. You guys continue your resting and relaxing. The day kind of flows forward when you hear from, what's his name? Maximilian comes up to you as a group and says, "Didn't the three of you go visit the old lighthouse?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I overheard one of the servants talking about someone seeing a light out there recently.
How recently?
Wonderful.
I overheard servant chatter. I don't know if it's anything, but I thought you said it was empty, abandoned.
It was when we left it. Someone could have moved in, I suppose.
Could be anything. Thought I'd let you know.
I do appreciate it, and I think I might go get my armor on and investigate immediately.
It is our home away from home. Well, I hoped it would be, maybe.
Neil, I've been sitting up playing with Max. Is that his name? I think it is. The kid. And
Marcus.
watching. Yeah, Marcus, that's it. And watching outside to see anyone passing. I'm sitting there waiting for the servant. Looking for the servant.
Sitting, just looking out the window, waiting for a servant to come out of a place.
Yeah, I'm drinking my my rum as well that I collected, the 50-year-old rum.
Oh, I
Right.
forgot about that.
The 50-year-old rum is a little bit of a letdown. It's not like it's been, call it,
properly stored
Aging. Yeah, it's not
underground.
properly aging. It's rum that has just been opened and poured and then corked and then left for 50 years. And so it's kind of disappointing.
Still alcohol, though, isn't it?
If that is the minimum criteria, then yes. Anyway, you're having this
Sorry,
disappointing rum when you, sure enough, see that same servant out near the Greendoll estate. He is preparing a saddle on a horse near the front of the estate, so kind of right over here. We're looking at the map.
Okay, so that's good confirmation.
Mhm.
I jump up immediately.
Sure.
I'm just gonna watch from the window to see where he goes. Sorry, how long will it take for him to prepare the horse?
Oh, it's usually a 5 or 10 minute process to set up, get the saddle on, brush the horse down a little bit, make sure everything's in its right place. He doesn't look like he's in a hurry.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna watch him and just watch him leave. If he gets onto the horse.
No. He preps the saddle, and when it's all done, he goes inside. And if you keep watching, a few minutes later, he comes outside with one of the Greendoll family members, helps her onto the horse, opens the gate for her, and she trots off, and he shuts the gate behind her and heads back into the estate.
Yeah, that was enough for me. Was there specifically which member of the Greendoll?
One of the younger children. She must be 16 or 17 years old. Her name is Victoria.
Okay, so it's not a personal slave, servant. I should say slave. No, not a personal servant. So, okay. All right, excellent. Thank you. I'm going to compose a letter.
Sure.
The letter will be addressed to the Greendoll estate. It will be anonymous. And the words will be something to the effect of, we know it was you.
Okay.
And we'll be coming for you.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to head out. I get dressed, head out. And I'm going to find a boy, perhaps around near the temple, and get them to deliver it to the Greendoll estate.
Sure. The child asks nothing. A few copper coins will get the job done.
Yes, I am from the Genhall estate.
You're
No?
Master Thorn.
Very good. In that case, here's a copper piece, and I'll find someone else to deliver the letter.
Oh.
All right. I'm then going to head to who's the next one after the Genhalls? Who's the next one higher
In
up?
like social status. So
Yeah.
it goes the Thorns, the Greendalls, the Genhalls, the Lithmans, the Wyatts, the Threshers, and the Lorwins. So
Okay, cool.
Lithman is the next one up the line.
What can you tell me about the Lithmans? Is it again just a generic noble house? No, nothing special. No personality traits about the leadership, etc.
Let's take a look at my notes. They own 2 villages out in the Meadowlands. They are the family that you rescued their son.
Ooh.
That was in trouble, and you were supposed to keep quiet about, and didn't keep quiet about.
But he's alive.
Yes. I think his name was Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much all the good information you have on him right now.
All right. Excellent. In that case, I'm going to just pocket the letter. I might have to rethink that a little bit further. I intend to head to the Lithman house.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the name. Remy is the head of the Lithman family. Okay, rest of the party. What are you guys all doing?
Luther is putting on his armor and trying to gather everybody up to go to the lighthouse. He didn't really discuss it with anybody beforehand. He just said when Maximilian came and told us about the lighthouse, he just said, okay, I'm going to put on my armor and we'll head out. And so that's what he's been doing.
Oh, by the way, Neil, do we level from that encounter last night?
Well, we'll do experience at the end of the session.
Okay.
It's the best way of doing it. I'm gonna begrudgingly put on my armor and say, so when we get to the lighthouse, what you gonna just throw that necklace into the ocean, maybe? As far away from me as possible?
I already buried the necklace. I thought somebody would have told you.
Oh, right. Well, don't tell me where it is. Never tell me that.
That's fine with me, I suppose.
So I'm gonna begin preparations, loading up a donkey.
Sure, you can make all the preparations to get your gear together. Is everyone gearing up and heading up to the lighthouse, or is this a task you're taking alone, Luther?
I guess he told Arthur to do it. He's talked to Ginger. I guess he's wondering where Stefan is and trying to find him right now.
Yeah. Stefan shows up eventually before you head off.
Okay, so Luther's in his army. He says, Stefan, I think we're heading out to the lighthouse soon. Probably get ready.
We've already been there.
Weren't you there when Maximilian? Were you
Yeah,
there?
Maximilian said that
No, I was with Marcus.
there was rumors of a light being seen there, and because we cleared it off, and I was hoping maybe it could be a little holiday room for us when the city gets crushed by another giant. That's where I'm going.
Hang on, we go out to look for adventures. We to find loot, to find things to help the family. If something else has moved into the lighthouse, we've already been there. We know that we know that there's nothing further there. But
I don't know. I think it's worth investigating. If not for the loot, just for information.
all right, very well. Neil, have I already spoken with the Lithmans by the time this happens?
Yes. What did you say to them again?
So I'm gonna go knock on the door or be let in. I'd like to speak to the lord of the house.
Sure. The servant lets you in and gets you an audience with Lord Lithman, head of their family. He usually spends his time here in Wadsworth. His younger brother and younger sister, Richie and Kel Penelope, respectively, oversee the villages they own out in the wilds.
Greetings, Lord. I come here with a heavy heart. You will remember that after our arrangement, that the word got out, which sullied your name.
Yes, something to that effect, although...
I believe that the story you were told was that it was actually us that revealed the information.
That seems to be where the word leaked from.
Yes.
Which I had specifically asked you not to, but so be it.
Of course, but here is the issue. It was not actually us that revealed it. It was actually the Greendals. Kel Greendal recognized your son when we rescued him, and for that is our mistake, for keeping it a secret. However, the story he told did not match out, and I did not understand until today why this was. you will see, it was about a week ago now, or so, when we were approached by a servant representing the Genhalls, and I'll fill him in on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, however, I have since recognised that servant, and it was a member of the Greenhalls. So there's a couple of things. One, the Greenhalls have now worked against you to sully your name. They've also now worked against the Genhalls. There's also been word the servant was seen liaising with the Genhalls as well. I think that they mean to further, well, play the game against you.
Well, I thank you for this warning, and I will take your words into advisement.
I would also like to let you know that we are happy to support you in this time where strength is needed. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but...
What sort of support do you mean?
Well, see, we are obviously beneath our betters, and so therefore no threat. However, it's in our interest, and it's in everyone's interest, to see strength moving forward. The situation at the moment has shown that the populace is unsettled. They now fear for their security with the wall going down. And so the things which are outside are now starting to come inside. And so the mumblings against the Countess herself.
So are you saying you would support us in what?
I'm just saying that we would support strength. How that looks is beyond us. We are our support means very little, but certainly just wanted to let you know how we feel about things.
Thank you, Stefan. I will consider what you have to say.
Yes, and I'm once again very sorry that your boy was, or the story got out.
He's quite fine now, thank you.
I would also ask you to remember where the gang was being held for so long.
That is an interesting point.
It is. I shall leave you with that. A good day.
All right. You depart. You meet up with the rest of the party. Are you guys heading to the lighthouse? Or you know what? We're actually at a break time. So why don't we take our break right here while you guys figure out what to do. It's about midday by the time you've heard about everything and Stefan's run around and done all these things. So we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll figure out what you guys are going to do, where you're going to go. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye-bye.